Welcome to my detailed build of the Border Models Junkers Ju-87G1 Stuka in 1/35 scale to be set in an atmospheric Eastern Front diorama. In this video I take you step by step through the entire process of building, painting and weathering this iconic World War II German tank-busting aircraft. Whether you're a fan of World War II aircraft models, love building realistic dioramas, as this 1/35 scale model lends itself to, or just want to improve your scale modelling techniques, this video is packed with tips, techniques and inspiration. Let's start with the kit itself. In this video I'll be building the G1 variant. It'll be out of the box with the addition of Red Fox 3D instruments and the canopy mask. This kit is packed with detail, from the detailed engine to the massive 37mm BK cannons. Historically, the G variant was a feared tank killer used on the Eastern Front in 1943 to 45, flown by pilots like Hans Ulrich Rudel. We start with building the nicely detailed engine. I'll then go on to paint and weather the engine, even though most of it won't be seen. There are not many PE parts in the kit, but I'm always pleased when they're included. CA glue is used to attach. The completed engine is then primed and sprayed with Vallejo gunmetal. Model wash is then used to bring out the beautiful details. It was really great to work with crisply moulded parts. The wings went together extremely well, connecting to this fuselage section. The PE on these vents fitted well. It was easy to attach. Just the upper section of the vent needed a bit of pressure to keep in place. Attaching the wings was amazing. Perfect fit with no putty needed. To me, a gunship Grey 2 was selected for the cockpit. It was airbrushed before completing the finer details with AK real colour markers. These are the PE seatbelts included in the kit. Of course, you could always upgrade with accessories to give even greater realism. Various shades of grey were added to the cockpit later, Weathering was done with dark aluminium along the worn edge areas. The seating was also added with brown tone. Red Fox 3D decals look amazing and were purchased for the cockpit. The decals that came with the kit, particularly for the main instrument panel, appeared to be from another plane possibly. It was simple to attach these 3D decals, shaving or sanding off any bumps underneath and adding a little bit of glue. Additional seat belts made from tape were added. Minor painting adjustments were also done around the decals to blend and weather with wash. The main instrument panel and the engine fit really well. The horizontal stabilizer was simple to construct and fit well. Building the two underwing mounted 37mm BK 3.7 cannons was very straightforward. Each cannon holds 12 rounds. To begin the painting process, we applied the art scale painting canopy mask. It was a fairly straightforward process following the images in the diagram. Selecting the correct clear canopy parts took some research, as several parts were provided. I thought I would use the trusty ammo liquid mask, but upon opening the bottle I was a bit surprised that it degraded over time. So I went back to using regular tape, which worked out really well. I found the ammo paint colours recommended in the instruction booklet a bit too dark, and tested and looked online for alternatives. I went with the 925 Olive Drab Dark and the 927 Olive Light Base by Ammo. Airbrushing Vallejo Dark Grey for pre-shading really brings out the details. Using a cheap metallic stencil, I created the mottling effect using an airbrush in a lighter tone. Using a variety of paint tones on the exhaust really brings it to life. After primer, we airbrush Olive Drab Dark by Ammo 925. I use the instruction manual and online references for the camo pattern. Using simple paper and tape, I created the patterns and airbrushed Olive Light Base by Ammo 927. I was really pleased with the result and the colour tone. The propeller cone was also painted with Olive Drab Dark using tape painting mask. A coat of Tamiya semi-gloss clear sprayed on evenly in preparation for the decals and weathering. Applying the decals was very straightforward. I used Mark Fit, a Q-tip and a toothpick, and they went on very evenly over the clear lacquer. We begin weathering using brown oil paint over the panel lines with odourless thinner to bring out the details. After waiting 5 to 10 minutes, most of the oil paint was removed using a Q-tip. This was done in steps, removing more and more of the oil paint to get a realistic finish. As I'm planning to use this Stuka in a 135 diorama with figures, I wanted to weather the upper parts of the wings further, so using a stencil and dry brushing with lighter tones, I created a more realistic weathered effect. We then repeat the process of weathering using oil paint underneath, the same as the top. We continue detailing using the brown oil paint, selecting particular panel sections and openings. The highly diluted oil paint is placed around the inner edge of the panel, and then using several brushes, diluted and faded into that section. Panel liner is used on the vents and cannons to bring out all their details. A variety of pigments and pigment fixer was used with a rubber brush and regular brushes to create a layered effect for the exhaust stream. A long superfine brush was used to create the detail and weathering on the cannons. Dark aluminium was used on the propeller before airbrushing a variety of tones to get the lighter weather effect on the side of the propeller blades. After this, a rust-coloured pencil was used to create the light scratching and weathering. A new bottle of liquid mask was purchased, this time in Vallejo brand. It was painted around the propeller cone and left to sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Dark oil paint was used for streaking. The liquid mask was then removed. Streaking was continued in the other direction on the darker section. To create battle damage on the tail, holes were drilled. A scalpel blade was then used to enlarge the holes while keeping some of the plastic sticking around the edges for the projectile direction. Dark aluminium was then painted over the metal damage. A very light dusting of pigments using a wide flat brush was used here to create realism. To complete the propeller cone, a thin stripe of yellow ochre was painted around. This was then blended before an aluminium pencil was used to create joint wear and tear. We finish with a coat of flat clear before removing the canopy masks. PE gun sights are a nice addition. These were finished with metallic paint and the paint markers of dark aluminium. The main wing light was also finished using the AK marker. The tail light was inserted using a picker-up tool. The wing lights were also completed. Here's the final result, a weathered, battle-worn Stuka, as seen on the harsh Eastern Front in winter, now ready for some 135 figures and diorama. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this build, consider liking and subscribing. I have more World War II kits and diorama projects coming soon.